Here are 4 tablecloths with mitered corners. From the back, you see various hem widths. Audrey from Treadle wanted to know some ideas on how to hem a tablecloth. My favorite method is to miter hems. With a rectangular or square piece of fabric, 4 sides. First of all, go around all 4 sides and press at least a 1/4 inch hem on all 4 sides. This is a little bit more than a 1/4 inch just for visual purposes. Next thing you do to miter the first corner, flip this over, right sides together, put those 2 folded edges together. Make sure that right here you are folding at the very tip where those 2 connect, the 2 corners connect. Make sure that it starts right there. Match up the hems or the folds. Okay, now flip this over so that those edges are here at the bottom, and then this edge is the folded edge that is actually 45 will be your 45-degree angle. What we're going to do is stitch from this folded edge to this folded edge. Now, if I stitch right here at this point, it's going to be a narrow hem, or I can choose to make a much deeper hem going maybe from here over. So you'll have to determine that for the width of hem that you would like. For today, for this project, I'll just do a small hem. I'm going to turn, now I open up those folded edges. What I'm going to do is stitch from this folded edge to this folded edge, making sure that I stop right there. And at this point, from the very point, on all 4 corners, I have to make sure that it's the same from the tip to where that stitching line is going to be. So if I want to have, say, okay, let's use the guide here on the machine. I'm going to say this tip is going to line up right here with this edge, just to make it simple. Okay, I make sure, okay, I've got to fold that over, making sure. So look, my tip is right there. Then I won't have to measure anything. And I'm going to lower my presser foot. I'm going to stitch, back stitch right there at that fold. This back folded edge has to be exactly perpendicular to me. I cannot, you don't want to have it angled either way. It must be absolutely perpendicular or you won't get that 45-degree angle. Okay, I'm making sure that that tip is right there along that curved edge. That's where I want it. Okay, start stitching, do a couple of stitches, back tack, come forward. This is a treadle sewing machine, very quiet. It's a 216G zig-zag Singer. I continue coming straight. When I get to that fold line, now I'm going to go ahead and back tack a couple of stitches, stop, and there's my presser foot, clip it off, now I hold the edge, the straight edge towards me, and I'm going to cut straight, actually on the grain of the fabric, right up to that stitching line, but don't cut the stitching line. Now insert, let me cut that tail off. Okay. Now insert your index finger into that corner. It's like a little pocket. Open up the cut edge. Finger press that seam open. The reason I cut it at that angle is so that these little corners fill my hem. Okay, press. Now I'm going to turn that edge back, that same edge that had been pressed, but now because I've got an extra layer and it's going the other direction, I've got a finger press. Now once I've got those little wings, they're like little wings, put my finger back in, I hold my thumb over, I flip it over, insert a tip. Don't push too hard. Just poke that corner out. Now I carefully fold back that hem that I had originally pressed in. Turn this one over, and you can see this nice hem. When I do that on all four corners, making sure that I always use the same measurement on my machine, you can see it's a nice mitered edge. And then I will go back and stitch the hem in place. I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to stitch my hem in place. Now that it's pinned, I'm coming along. When I get close to my pin here, I'm going to pull that out. When I get to the corner, I lower my needle, lift my presser foot, pivot, and continue. Pull this pin out. Now you can see my hem. This is the wrong side. See the miter edge or corner? When I flip it over, now you can see it's a nice clean line that goes along, and I've got a hem that's about 5 or almost 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's how you do a mitered hem.